is real quick, just related to the academic agent video. Byzantium, are they Romans or are they not?
Okay, so Byzantium was a Greek colony at the current site of Istanbul. And when Greece was conquered, its academic class was enslaved by the Romans to actually serve as their cultural, mathematics, science tutors.
Yeah.
After there's a decision to the Roman Empire purged its bureaucratic class so many times. So starting at about 170 AD, every time an emperor gets displaced, him and like everybody that works for him gets killed, like down to like the bookkeepers and everything. Well, at the same time, you have a religion that's underground and they have their own bureaucracy. They've got their own secret government. They impose their own punishments. They levy their own taxes. They have their own charities and everything. So when Constantine, who was clearly a pagan and not a Christian, when he decided to Christianize the Roman Empire, Robert Zephyr actually does a good video on this. Not this specifically, but he covers why Constantine was not a Christian. He apparently converted on his deathbed. He made the Roman Empire a Christian because that's the bureaucracy that he had left, because the Roman bureaucrats have been slaughtered. This is now 325. This is now 175 years of annihilating anybody that knows how stuff runs. So Rome has essentially become like a post-colonial African nation.
Oh.
All right, so you've got a severe brain drain. And a lot of the smart people are now arguing with each other over religious doctrine instead of working in the sciences and in the social sciences, which meant for the Romans a lot like civic building projects and everything, not like what we would think of. So in 325, thereabouts, Constantine consecrates Constantinople, and on the site of Byzantium, which was Greek. And from this period, historians tend to date Rome as Byzantine, somewhere between there and 525. Okay. Somewhere between 325 and 525, depending on the historian. They'll date it as Byzantine Greek now. They're still using Latin as an official language in Constantinople for I think 150 years. But by 525, the worst year in history, his name might have been Constantine. There was 525, the emperor that was running Rome then. That was like the worst year in human history. A lot of horrible stuff happened. At that point, the business is starting to be conducted in Greek. So you can say that Byzantium, even though the Byzantines would have denied they were Byzantines, they would have called themselves Romans, they were becoming more and more Greek. And by 1000 AD, they were entirely Greek and were at odds with the Roman world, which was really represented by the Catholic Church. Edward Gibbon still counts it as Roman Empire.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Because they believe themselves to be Roman, but so did the czars.
Right. Well, what do you think personally? Were they Romans or no?
I don't believe in applying modern constructs to the past.
I agree.
So I would say no, there was no Byzantium. But 9 out of 10 historians would say yes, there was a Byzantium, even though they couldn't go back to 525 and convince anybody that they were living in a Byzantine
We're Romans.
empire.
Like, no, you're not Romans. Well, who the hell are you?
Okay.
Yeah, right. I'm from the future. Yeah, come here. I'll cut you. I'll stab you with sword.
It's not something I'd be. It brings some interesting questions. I don't think it's a worthwhile debate because it's a modern view of history.
Yeah,
compared to
right.
ancient view of history.
Interesting. All right. Interesting. Great. I like it.